The moment you said it was in fashion, Madhu decided, yeah, I'm in fashion.
Chalo, good. Whatever.
No, I am
Madhu
in
is a
US,
friend.
so it is actually like 4 a.m. or
Oh
something.
shit,
So
oh
I
shit.
woke up in the middle of the night and sitting
But
here.
thanks for
So
joining then.
But that you are such an
yeah.
encouraging figure here who switched on the video. See, in the middle of the night, she can switch on videos. Come on, Indians. You are in India, Indian soil. Come on, wake up. You know, with
Wake
shut,
up.
it seems with shut eye, they are trying to listen everything. Yeah, good, Yalini. I'm so proud of you. Okay, Anil Joshi sir is coming.
Yarni is making her daughter's hair, I think, or she's pulling her
Yes,
hair. I don't know.
please get ready for skating class, ma'am.
Oh, okay,
Good,
okay.
good.
Hey, yaar.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sir, ஞாபகம் இருக்கா உனக்கு?
Yes, come on, Kritika. You can switch on your video. Yeah.
Welcome, ma'am.
ஞாபகம் இருக்கா சார்? வினோத் சார் ஞாபகம் இருக்கா யானி?
யானி ஞாபகம் இருக்கா என்ன?
Guys, we are live, huh?
Yes,
Okay.
I can see that. Come on, Monica, Anupam, another Monica with CA, Anil R, Meenakshi, Subbalakshmi ji. You can switch on your videos. This is a dare to all of you. Parul,
Okay, Sam, shall we start? It's 5 Parul.
I think. आज जब पारुल आके धमकाएगी एक बार तो शायद स्विच ऑन हो वीडियो. हैप्पी दिवाली तो इन पर्सन बोल सकते हैं ना.
Hello,
Please.
hello.
Hi Monica जी. Hi Hitesh.
सब कैसे हैं?
That's fine. You say it's fine. Thank you, Mr. Anil. Thank you, Subbalakshmi ma'am, for switching on videos. Yes, Parul, we are switching on videos. Thank you, Anupam sir.
Hello, ma'am.
समीक्षा, सबसे अच्छी बात ये है वीडियो स्विच करने की कि हम अपने साथ ही धोखा नहीं कर पाते हैं. जब हम इसको लगा देते हैं और हम इधर उधर घूमते रहते हैं तो हम सही से सुनते नहीं हैं और बैठे भी रहते हैं तो इधर उधर हाँ दिमाग चला गया. लेकिन जब वीडियो ऑन रहता है तो हमें सामने रहना पड़ जाता है, प्रेजेंट रहना पड़ता है. और हम जितनी भी देर वीडियो ऑन करके रहते हैं उतनी देर जितना भी सेशन हम अटेंड करते हैं तो हम अच्छे से अटेंड करते हैं, सारी चीजें समझ पाते हैं, समझ पाते हैं. हमारी यही गुजारिश रहे, यही बने रहिए, जब जहां हो वहां रहना चाहिए, यही माइंडफुलनेस कहती है. तो दोस्तों आज कुछ ऐसा ही हमारा सेशन होने वाला है. नमस्ते, मैं पारुल आप सबका स्वागत करती हूँ डाउन सिंड्रोम फेडरेशन ऑफ इंडिया के शनिवार के सेशन में. हर शनिवार को हम मिलते हैं, कुछ ऐसी अच्छी अच्छी बातें, कुछ ऐसी अच्छी अच्छी जानकारियां आपके साथ शेयर करते हैं. आज हम जिनकी बात करने वाले हैं, जिनसे बात करने वाले हैं, वो आपको अभी मेरी दोस्त इंट्रोडक्शन देंगी और बहुत अच्छे से हम बताएंगे कि क्यों आज हम यहाँ इस चीज के लिए इकट्ठा हुए हैं, क्यों ये सेशन इतना महत्वपूर्ण है. तो रोज सुबह उठना और उसके बाद हम जो भी करते हैं वो हमारे दिन के काम हमसे कराते हैं. एक के बाद एक काम हमारे सामने आते जाते हैं और हम उन्हें करते जाते हैं उनकी जरूरतों के हिसाब से. कुछ काम हमारे सामने आते हैं इसलिए ऑटो पायलट मोड, जैसे हमें कहीं जाना है, हमें ड्राइव करना है, हमें कहीं जाना है, ये हर एक दिन अलग हो सकता है, लेकिन ड्राइव करना है वो एक ऐसा काम है जिसके लिए हमें बार बार सोचना नहीं पड़ता. इसी तरह ऐसी और भी बहुत सारी चीजें ऑटो पायलट मोड पे हमारी जिंदगी चलती चली जाती है, जबकि हम इतने अवेयर होते हैं और आजकल इतने अवेयर हैं कि हमें अच्छा न्यूट्रिशन लेना चाहिए, हमें एक्सरसाइज करनी चाहिए, हमें अपना ध्यान रखना चाहिए, अपने फैमिली में ध्यान रखना चाहिए. ये सब चीजें हमें मालूम है, हम अवेयर हैं. अवेयरनेस माइंडफुलनेस में तब बदलती है जब जिंदगी हमें कोई झटका देती है, जब कोई हेल्थ का इश्यू आके हमें कहता है कि भाई साहब रुक जाओ, थोड़ा सा धीरे हो जाओ, वरना मैं कान पकड़ के तुम्हें पीछे कर लूंगा. ऐसे टाइम पे तब हम सोचते हैं कि हाँ अब हमें अपनी जिंदगी में कुछ मोड़ लाने हैं, कुछ अच्छी हैबिट्स डालनी है.
Absolutely, I agree with Parul. I think there's some network glitch and she dropped out. So I know she was going to hand over to me, so I am taking it forward and thanking her. Thank you, Parul, for setting the tune for today's session. And hello, everyone, and welcome in today's session. The foundation of health and well-being is nutrition, which gives the body the fuel and nutrients it needs to operate, fend off illness, and maintain its general well-being. And in today's fast-paced world, nutrition and well-being are still under threat, but there are modern solutions available, such as practical foods and personalized health plans. We all know that the benefits of balanced diet, regular physical activity, adequate sleep, hydration, stress management, but how much we are able to do it ourselves. Like Parul mentioned, that until unless it's come to our health, there's some threat comes to our health, we do not really get wake up. I mean, not like Madhu in the middle of 4 a.m. she's got up and she's joined our session. Thank you, Madhu, for that. But yes, that alarming call comes when. So why that chance we can't take in our children's life, and this is so important for self and for family and for our champions, because it becomes all the more important because they have a lot of underlying medical conditions, and we have also understood certain things, certain patterns in this diagnosis, that it is very difficult for them to unlearn something, and also the worriness towards associated with the obesity and eating disorders or other problems. So today, to discuss this important aspect to improve our well-being, overall well-being of ourselves and our champ, our today's guest, Mr. Vinoth Kumar, who's founder of Vagai Wellness and healing and optimal learning facilitator. He's there, and he's with us, and his own journey becoming what he's is very interesting. What he has become now. So I mean, we'll get to hear from him, I'm sure, when he will be presenting his talk to us. So Mr. Vinod is a wellness professional who never was like this. I think never planned initially also to become like this, but he was used to be an IT entrepreneur. And his way of life, which was not intentional, led to several health problems in around 2014. He eventually left his job, his startup in IT, and started his own journey and his career as a wellness professional full time. He has helped over more than 10,000 individuals in the last 9 years by assisting them in their recovery and maximizing their lives in all aspects. His workshop, mentoring programs, retreats, and instructions, if you follow, I'm sure we all get benefited, and we are so lucky to have him with us today. He's on a goal to assist individuals in turning their suffering into their advantage. So we really feel this session is going to very inspirational in many, many aspects. And parents, join me and Parul and DSFI in extending a very warm welcome to Mr. Vinod, sir. We are all waiting to learn from your knowledge and experience, sir. And we are very, very grateful for you to have among us. Over to you now, sir.
Thank you, Samil. Thank you, Brinda. Thank you, Parul. Thank you, Kritika. Thanks for all of you to have me here. It has been a meaningful time I spent in the Vellore event. I met all these people in the Vellore event for the first time, and it was quite meaningful and fulfilling when I just spent 20 minutes with them through my life experience. And I'm happy to address a larger crowd today. I like to make some commitment today. So if you are going to listen to this conversation wholeheartedly, with an open mind, with a curious mind, if you are inspired, if you are taking notes, and if you're integrating some of the strategies, some of the perspectives which you are learning here, I'm sure you will start seeing shifts in your health and well-being. As a parent, as a caregiver, you will start experiencing a lot of shifts, and you will be able to facilitate your child towards tapping into their true potential. So this is the commitment I like to make in today's conversation. So I really invite all of you to switch on your videos, start taking notes, be fully present, maybe communicate to the other members in the family that you are committed for the next 60, 90 minutes in learning something which is going to help you and help your family members. So I really like to get the commitment through some thumbs up or something. And I also like to hear some of your intentions. What made you join today's session? What is the one thing you like to learn from today's session? What is the one thing which has driven you to join today's session? If you can chat in the chat box, I'll be happy to tune in myself towards your intentions. Anyone like to quickly share?
Sir,
What
I
made you
had
join?
to,
Yes,
one,
Baba.
my duty, I have to be part of the session. But second, I came for my personal benefit. That
Yes.
when I heard about you, that okay, there's going to be something which is going to deeply inspire me and really make me follow some healthy things,
Yes.
because there are a lot of challenges health-wise are
Yes.
started to crop up.
Yes. One of the things we'll explore here is to see how you can use your challenges to evolve consistently. Yes, it is painful, it is challenging, but how can we use this pain to consistently get better in our health and well-being? Thank you, Sami, for sharing. Nutrition for a healthy life. Yes, we'll be discussing some of the ideas about balanced nutrition, holistic nutrition today. Better version of me. Yes, these perspectives can definitely help you to be a better caregiver, better parent, and facilitate your loved ones in a better way. And you'll also be able to feel emotionally grounded, balanced, and feel confident in supporting your loved ones. And yes, you'll be able to address some of the health challenges just through this session. But if you can work on yourself, you'll be able to address a lot of challenges. Yes, you'll be able to help your child with this framework, whatever I'm going to share today. You'll be able to help your child to live a better quality of life. Maybe help them to tap into their true potential. Number one, we can help them to become a little more healthier, happier, and fulfilled. Number two, we can make them self-sufficient and then help them tap into their true potential, right? Yes, Madhu has a sister. Madhu is also a friend of mine. Thank you for Madhu. Thank you for joining us to support your sister. It is very heartwarming to hear that. Yes, how you can support your sister, you will be able to learn. Thank you so much for sharing. I like to share my presentation. I'll quickly share my journey. I was an instrumentation and control engineer. I had worked with IT companies, and I also had my own startup. In 2014, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition, and I was in a bedridden stage for 2.5 years. And that is what made me learn a lot of things so quickly and work on my health and well-being. The condition I was diagnosed was incurable from the medical understanding. I met a lot of doctors, mainstream doctors, allopathic doctors, and alternate doctors. I always heard the same message that this cannot be cured, this can only be managed. And I felt hopeless at that point in time. But when I started working with myself, when I started understanding what is happening within me, how I can get better, then I started learning a lot of things so quickly. And then I was able to reverse my condition, which means I don't no longer have the condition. Whatever is known as incurable, I was able to come back to my optimal state from that condition. So I really love one of the ideas which is shared by one of the human behavioral expert, Dr. John DeMartini. Incurable means curable from within. If some of you want to make a note, please make a note. If something is diagnosed as incurable, right? If someone says this cannot be cured, yes, from the outside it cannot be cured, but it can be cured. Maybe there is a possibility to cure from within. What is from within? Change of habits, change of perspectives, change of lifestyle, change of, like, when we become a different version of ourselves, maybe there is a possibility. Forget about curing it so completely, but we'll be able to optimize the state of health, the state of mental health, the quality of life to a greater extent. Like, even if your mind is not able to agree to that idea that it can be cured or it can be made much better, you'll definitely be able to see a lot of positive shifts in the physical, mental, emotional, and holistic health and well-being. So there lies the possibility. So I really want you to be open and curious to get into this conversation. I also like to make a disclaimer. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not any kind of medical professional. I call myself as a consciousness facilitator. I work on personal evolution. I work on optimizing health and well-being, holistic health from a holistic through a holistic framework. It is not a medical advice. You can continue to work with your medical practitioners and therapists, but this work, if you can learn and then work with your work with yourself and work with your child, you'll be able to see a lot of shifts. So this is not a medical advice. This is a personal evolution perspectives and possibilities which are going to talk about today, right? So we'll be spending maybe 60 to 90 minutes. I don't know how much time you're comfortable on working on improving quality of life through a conscious framework. You already know my name. You already know what I do to some extent. So when I say quality of life, it is not limited. We can see it in a holistic way, in a larger way. It can be better physical health. It can be better mental and emotional health, better emotional regulation, better social connections, self-sufficiency, or tapping into moving towards one's true potential. Everyone has a potential which is untapped. When you work on this quality of life through all the things which we're learning today, we'll be able to work on all these things. It is not only limited to physical health. So one of the things I learned in my healing journey is our physical, mental, and emotional health is one and inseparable. We cannot separate physical separately and mental health separately, emotional health separately, social connections separately, right? It is one and the thing. When you are emotionally more balanced, the body is in its optimal state. When you are physically, when we have better nutrition, we'll be able to regulate our emotions. We'll be able to have a lot of energy in the body. So it is all one and the same. We cannot separate it differently. So we'll look at it from a holistic perspective, right? And I like to share some of the guiding principles. You might already know a lot of things about Down syndrome. You might already know a lot of things about developmental delays, inflammation, right? All the medical ideas you already know, right? Many things you know. So, but the same knowledge can be a burden in learning and then exploring these possibilities, right? The same, it has happened to me when I started my healing journey. I met so many practitioners who say this cannot be cured. Then even though I was able to see some results, I'm not able to fully get into that. I'm not able to fully committed to that. I felt I always had this question: is it possible? Is it curable? Right. So at least for the next till the session ends, try to be a little more open and curious, which means whatever labels are given to you, yes, it is true. Let the medical practitioners use these labels to treat your loved ones. But as a parent, as a caregiver, you try to work on a health-based, wellness-based framework. Because you are not a medical doctor, you are not a any kind of developmental therapist. So you are just a parent. So try to see your child or your loved ones as a caregiver or as a parent, so that you'll be able to start working on these lines, or else you'll feel drained out all the times. You will not have any energy. You'll have a lot of clutter in the mind because you know that this cannot be changed. Why should I do this? There is no motivation left in the system for you, right? So healing is a possibility. Whatever the diagnosis is, there is a possibility to make it better. There is a possibility for healing. Am I ready to tap into that possibility? That is the only question you should ask. Am I ready to spend some time, some energy, some mental space towards this possibility? When you're ready, you'll definitely be able to work with it. Right? And we have a lot of ideas, right? There are a lot of advanced modalities in the medical community. There is something called biohacking. There is a lot of things about gut health. So there are a lot of supplements available in the market. There is so much in the market, right? So yes, all those are right. All those are true. But health can also be seen from a very simple eyes, from a very simple perspective. Health can also be understood from a very simple perspective. So health is simple is one of the guiding principles. How can you do something very simple on a daily basis towards optimizing your health and well-being? So that is one thing you should work on yourself. The second is healing is a possibility. Can I improve by 1% today? Can I tap into health by 1% today? Can I tap into health by 2% today? So that is the second guiding principle. Without worrying about what is going to happen at the end, right? The third idea, right? There is something called self-healing mechanism. Like when we have a small cut, right? When when we cook, when we cut vegetables, sometimes we get a small cut. We also get some injury, a small injury, and we don't worry about it. We just forget about it. Right? After a few days or few weeks, you'll not see anything there. It is already healed. So every organism has the ability to self-regulate, self-maintain, self-repair. If you want, please make a note. Every organism has the ability. It is not only for humans. It is for every organism. Has the ability to self-regulate. It can regulate itself. It can maintain itself in a particular state. It can also repair itself. But there is something which we need to pay attention. Under the right conditions. So whenever we don't provide the right conditions, the organism.
Conditions.
Sorry, someone.
Terms and conditions.
Terms and conditions. Yes. If you don't create the right conditions, right? If you don't create the right material to the body, right nutrition to the body, if you don't give the right movement to the body, if you don't give the right sleep to the body, if the conditions are not right, the organism cannot regulate itself, the organism cannot maintain itself, the organism cannot repair itself. So what are we going to work, right? We are here to create right conditions to the person or to the organism. So that is how we can facilitate healing. But this is an innate ability. Every organism has this ability. Like human beings have doctors, domestic animals has veterinary doctors, forest department has some doctors when there is a major injury or something for wild animals. But larger, like a species, right, sustains themselves. Unless if there is a major injury or something, these organisms heal themselves. How can we tap into that healing is something which we'll learn today. Okay. And most of you have as this in your mind, right? This is a clear disadvantage to me. Having a child like this, having a family member like this is a clear disadvantage to me. Is a pain for me, is a challenge for me. Right? So that is a gentle narrative for most of the people. And there is something called hero's journey. Hero's journey is a journey of every being where you will face challenges, you will face pains, and these pains will help you to evolve consistently. I was in a bedridden state for 2.5 years. I was almost a dependent. My family members, my friends were supporting me. I was not able to work. I was not able to earn money. I was not able to take care of myself. Because of 2.5 years of pain, I was able to learn a lot of things in the quickest possible time. Like whatever I learned in the 2.5 years, like I'm sure I might have not learned even like in the next 20, 30 years without that pain. I also had a child with a developmental challenge. She was assessed as assessed for dysmorphic syndrome. She was also assessed as intellectually disabled. That pain made me a conscious parent, and I started facilitating my child, myself, my wife. Then in the next 2 years, she was assessed for average intelligence. Right? Yes, it is a pain, but that pain, when I took it in the right spirit, when I processed it, when I used it for my evolution, I was able to work on myself. I become a better parent. I become a better father. My wife became a better mother. We become a little more conscious. We wanted to contribute to many more people who are in need, many more parents who are in need. So that way, this pain helped me to tap into my true potential. That is why I'm here. Like, right? Why I'm here? Because I also have a child who I supported and then got better, right? So, yes, it is a pain. It is a clear disadvantage. It is a challenge. But if you can work with yourself, if you are ready to work on yourself, if you are ready to work on your evolution, then you can turn this as your advantage. it will not only become your advantage, it will also become your loved one's advantage. Your child or your family member will also be able to get better. So I like to pass here. If maybe I become unconscious in sharing. Parul, if you want to quickly translate something I shared, you can go ahead and then translate.
यस यस मुझे लगता है मुझे कर देना चाहिए.
Yes.
हाँ, तो शुरू करते हैं. वीएस विनोद कुमार शुरू करते हैं अपनी बात को. वो कहते हैं कि मेरे अपने बच्चे को एक तरह की विकलांगता जब बताई गई तो मेरे लिए बहुत मुश्किल था. एक ऑटो इम्यून डिजीज ने मुझे भी तोड़ा, पर मैं ये समझा कि जब कुछ इनक्योरेबल डायग्नोस होता है तो वो अंदर से क्योर होना होता है. इनक्योरेबल का मतलब इनक्योर होना होता है. मैं कोई डॉक्टर या न्यूट्रिशन एक्सपर्ट नहीं हूँ. आप मुझे होलिस्टिक हेल्थ प्रैक्टिशनर समझ सकते हैं जितना कि मैंने उसे समझा है. जो मैं बताने वाला हूँ वो आप अपने डॉक्टर या न्यूट्रिशन एक्सपर्ट के बताए हुए या किए हुए के साथ कर सकते हैं, या जो भी डेवलपमेंटल थेरेपिस्ट आपको बताते हैं. बात यह है कि हीलिंग एक संभावना है जब आप तैयार हो, लेकिन तब ये उसकी शर्त है. जैसे बायो हैकिंग, गट हेल्थ व सप्लीमेंट से हम बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं, बदल सकते हैं. आइए इसे ऐसे समझते हैं. एक सेल्फ हीलिंग मैकेनिज्म होता है. हर ऑर्गेनिज्म में ये योग्यता होती है कि वो बदल सके खुद को. इंसान ही नहीं, हर ऑर्गेनिज्म. मैं कहना चाहता हूँ हर ऑर्गेनिज्म में ये योग्यता होती है कि वो खुद को बदल सके, अपने आप को रेगुलेट कर सके, लेकिन सही कंडीशंस में, सही समय पर. जैसे हमारी उंगली में अगर कोई कट लग जाता है तो वो खुद ही हील हो जाता है, लेकिन वो खुद हील कैसे हो जाता है? मैं यहाँ पर किसी बड़ी मेजर सर्जरी की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, वो अलग बात है. मेरे बच्चे के साथ मेरी ये यात्रा एक पहले दुखदाई पर बाद में एक हीरो की यात्रा कही जा सकती है. डेवलपमेंटल डिलेड के साथ इमोर्फिक सिंड्रोम से प्रभावित मेरा बच्चा और बेड पर लेटा हुआ, दूसरों पर निर्भर 1.5 साल तक मैं. पर इस आपदा को अवसर में हम बदल सकते हैं, ना सिर्फ अपने लिए, अपने लव्ड वंस के लिए, अपनी फैमिली के लिए, अगर हम चाहें तो. यस सर.
Thank you so
2.5
much.
साल पारुल, 2.5 साल.
2.5 साल. ओके, 2.5 साल.
2.5 years. Yes.
2.5 ईयर. 1.5 साल नहीं, 2.5 साल. जी सर.
Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, I'm going to quickly share the whatever we quickly discuss. We discussed about guiding principles. If you are able to connect, resonate with some of these guiding principles, kindly share open and curious in the chat. Health is simple, healing is a possibility, and what is it? There is something called self-healing mechanism. You work on that. And it is yes, it looks like a clear disadvantage, but I can also tap into my potential as a person. When I can use this pain and then evolve consistently, become a better version of myself. So these are the 4 things I shared. If you resonate with it, quickly share open or curious the chat.
आप मुझे चाहते हैं मैं ये दोबारा से पढ़ दूं? You want me to repeat it?
No, I'm just looking for. Okay,
अच्छा,
got some thumbs up.
ओके ओके.
Sandhya, thank you for your
आप
thumbs
लोग
up.
अगर अभी तक, जैसा कि सर ने बताया कि एक तो अपने आप हीलिंग होती है और हीलिंग एक संभावना है, और जैसे इन्होंने उंगली कटने वाली बात को बताया, और हम
Thank you
इसको
so much.
आपदा के अवसर में बदल सकते हैं. इस तरह के 4 पॉइंट इन्होंने बताए. अगर आप समझे हैं तो उन्हें, आप में से जो भी समझे हैं उन्हें चैट बॉक्स में लिख सकते हैं. फटाफट से तो लिख दीजिए.
Thank you, Parul. I got some thumbs up. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to share a framework called Return to Health framework. Basically, this is for self-healing, but there are parents and caregivers here. You can also use the same framework to facilitate your loved ones, your children, right? So there are 3 layers in this framework. One is 7 pillars of health, well-being, and healing. There are 7 primary habits or primary domains which we need to work on, through which we'll be able to facilitate our own self-healing mechanism, or like someone in the family, right? Your children or your loved ones' self-healing mechanism. So this is called 7 pillars of health and health, well-being, and healing. And there is something called states of consciousness and being, right? This I'll come later. And the third layer is called evolving in the painful and inspiring areas of your life. So if you feel as a painful parent, painful father, painful mother, your journey is to become a joyful parent, joyful mother, joyful father. Right? If you're in this extreme of your life, right? If you feel pain, you should go to joy. That is where the evolution comes in picture. You should find ways to become joyful. Many a times we get stuck here. When the child or the family member is healthy, happy, I feel joy. That is how we think, right? But the opposite, we should work on the opposite. We should work on our joy, our emotional regulation, our happiness. That way we have a lot of energy, mental space, intuition to support our child. When we are a tired father, mother, when we are feeling a lot of pain, we have a lot of clutter in the mind. And when we have a lot of clutter in the mind, we don't have a drive to support the child. We get stuck with the labels, which was given from the medical practitioners. And we only feel it is fate. We'll not be able to take much action here. But when we regulate ourselves, when we evolve as a father, as a mother, as a family member, and then ground ourselves, then we will learn faster, we'll act faster, we'll do a lot of things. We tap into our intuition. We get a lot of inspired actions from within. We feel like I should do this, I should do this. And then that way the child or the family member will be able to get better in a better rate, like get better in a faster rate, right? So this is what I call it as evolution. Only when I become a joyful father, I was able to support my child. When I become a conscious father, I was able to support my child in a better way, or else I was feeling stuck. So this is the layer which is called evolution in your painful area. It is not only limited to your parenting or family dimension. Whatever pains you have, right? If you have any physical pain, you should also work on it, right? That is the third layer. The second layer is what I just talked about it, right? Your mind might see it as a disadvantage, but how it is an advantage. Having a child, having a family member like this, how it is an advantage. So today I had a call with one of the friend here, and so there is some what is it? Some disturbance because of a child, because of a person who has Down syndrome or a special need. And we are just quickly discussing. It is a disadvantage because that person is not feeling bad. That person is not feeling good. She was emotionally not balanced. She was shouting, right? So there are a lot of challenges, and it is pain. Yes, it is painful. And when we see it as a pain or a challenge, our mind is cluttered. We get infected with the pain. Then we had a conversation, and then we try to understand how it is an advantage. Then we understood a few things. This person was limited to a home space for a longer period of time. She was not going out for longer periods of time. And when this challenge happens, we are able to get in touch of a gray area, that we are not taking this person outside of the house. And she is not comfortable eating a lot of healthy foods. She was eating dosa, idli, like some limited food range for a prolonged period of time, for several years. Then this also helped us to get in touch with the gray area, which is like we should pay attention on our nutrition. Yes, it is pain. Yes, it is a disadvantage. But it will also reveal some of our gray areas. Where are we missing? What is that something which we are not paying attention to? These are things this will help. This challenge can help us with, right? So I really want you to write one advantage of having a family member like this, or of having a child like this, of having a child with Down syndrome, of having a family member with Down syndrome. What is the one advantage you are able to see? Quickly, how this child or a family member is helping you. How this child or a family member is serving you.
से ब्लेस्ड अगर बच्चा या व्यक्ति आपकी जिंदगी में है, तो वो आपके जिंदगी में क्या अच्छा लेकर आया है, क्या एडवांटेज है, क्या अच्छा आपने उससे सीखा है, या आपके परिवार में उससे अच्छा कुछ ऐड हुआ है, अगर आप वो शेयर करना चाहते हैं तो प्लीज बताइए।
I really like to hear some of you.
Oh yeah,
Okay, they show us
good
ikigai of our life.
evening, good evening, Mr. Vinoth Kumar.
Yes,
So I think I need to answer this question from
Yes, Rekha.
a
Yes, Rekha.
different angle, which is
Yes.
like, I think over a period of time, let's say that because I have lived with my daughter for over 44 years, the pure joy of having a person who gives you unconditional love is so different, because I have two children. So I have a son who's 49 and I have a daughter who's 44. And I can tell you one thing, the difference between the two of them is so apparent. But when I look at the parents who have just had a newborn and the expectations are so high, and that time when you tell them that this child might not achieve all the goals that you have in your mind, that can be absolutely bring down your entire expectations. So asking them of this question might be a little difficult, because for them to assimilate all this information which we have over a period of time is not possible for a young mother. Because the one thing in this world you can never change is your child. You can change everything. But like I always say, you can buy a new house, you can get a new job, and you can change your husband also. But what do you do with your baby? So yes, that's my little joke with my parents always. Because I always say that one thing in your life is your expectations are put completely into a little baby. And you're looking at it with, so much hope that when the world thinks of it differently, it's easy to say, that there are gray areas. It's all very easy. But when you're going through it, I can very well relate with the pain that the parent is having, because it's not one anxiety. If you look at our parents, it's multiple issues, one after the other, one after the other. You're watching society, you're watching in school, you're watching in the playgrounds. There's not a single place that we are comfortable. And so I would like you to tweak that a little bit and answer our questions more than, see, from your point of view, all of this sounds absolutely wonderful. But we are going through it every day.
Very true.
So I don't know whether these parents have even understood the question. You rephrase it a little bit and ask us something.
Okay. I like to share, I like to remind you about something, Rekha. I'm also a father who has a child with special needs.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. I take that back.
I'm not
So you
I'm
and
not a
I are in
facilitator.
the same boat now, okay?
Yes.
Rekha Ma joined a little late. That's Dr.
Sorry.
Surekha Ramachandran Vinod sir, who
Okay.
is the president of Down Syndrome Federation of India, and holding all the parents across all the states.
Yes.
She will always speak on behalf of us and will be correct most of the time. Over to you, Vinod sir.
Yes, thank you so much. So today our intention is to learn something which is holistic and which can help us to get the results faster. When I say results, it doesn't have to be very specific. Whatever we can achieve in the next 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, we can compress it. When we use this framework, we can have the same experience. Whatever, like we will go through a lot of ups and downs, learnings, unlearnings, right? We'll go through a lot of pain, we'll break down. Then finally, we learn the same message, whatever we are discussing here. But if you can step back for some time and then get this framework, this can compress our time in learning those lessons, in getting those perspectives. That is the intention of sharing this framework. So we can facilitate, the health is not only limited to the habits, right? Not only limited to the dietary, lifestyle, and all those things. But if you should, when a parent becomes a facilitator, they'll be able to fast track the progress of the child. So that is why we should learn to wear this hat. When I started wearing this hat as a facilitator, when I started seeing how it is an advantage, how it made me become a better father, how it helped me to become a better family, then I was able to support my child in a better way. So that is why I'm trying to pose this question. Even if you're not getting answers right now, please sit with this question. You'll definitely get something, 1 or 2 or 3 answers. The moment we reach 30 answers, 50 answers, 100 answers, 200 answers. Then you become unstoppable as a parent, and the child will be able to like phenomenally do well in like whatever health challenges we are going through, we'll be able to quickly navigate and then solve it. Right? Whatever health challenges she is going through, right? The child is going through, we'll be able to quickly navigate. This is what it is. I should do this. Because now we are more of a facilitator rather than the father or mother who is going through pain for longer periods of time. Right? So these are the 3 layers. The first layer, you as a family member or as a parent should work on your evolution, which means you should regulate your emotions. You should act in a different way. You should think in a different way. You should process in a different way. And definitely a lot of things I can handle you for longer periods of time. That is also possible, but I'm just giving you an introduction today. That is number 1. Number 2, you should start seeing, yes, it is painful, yes, it is challenging, but how it is also an advantage. I'm not denying it is not a challenge. I'm not saying it is not a challenge. Please understand. I'm not saying this is not a pain. Yes, it is a pain. It is painful. But how much time we are going to stay with the pain? How much time we are going to get stuck with this pain? The moment we step back and then see what it is, just like how a doctor does, right? A doctor will not get emotionally attached to a child. Like if the child has a particular health condition, they'll see this is the problem, this is the diagnosis, this is the solution, right? If you can spend like 20 minutes, 30 minutes every single day to be a facilitator, to just step back and then see what is happening. Okay, today the child is constipated. Today the child is having gut issues. The other day the child is not emotionally regulated. The other day the child is not able to sleep well. How can you quickly get back? How can you quickly resolve this? Through dietary lifestyle strategy. Then we'll be able to quickly address it instead of feeling the pain for longer periods of time. That is my intention here. But thank you, Rekha, for helping me to see the pain and helping me to get in touch with my own pain. I also had all those pain. Thank you so much for doing that. Okay, so this is the framework. If some of you want to screenshot this, please screenshot. I'll also share the image later to you. There are 7 primary domains, which is primary habits, which we'll discuss in the next slide. And the second layer is called we operating from a better state of consciousness, which means we are not limited to seeing only disadvantage. We are also able to see the advantage of the same pain or a challenge. We are now seeing it from a balanced perspective. The third layer is called evolution as a father. Please don't try to fix your child or a family member. Start fixing yourself, that way you are operating from your better potential, right? Yes, every single day, like when I initially, I quickly share a graph. There is a point in which when we have a lot of pain in the mind or in the body, the mind is cluttered. When the mind is cluttered, 2 things can happen. You end up doing nothing. You don't want to do anything. You just want to stay silent. You don't want to take action. Number 2, it will make you do a lot of things which are not appropriate. You'll run from pillar to post here and there, do that, do this, do that, do this. You end up getting frustrated, burnt out. But most of things is not required. Right? But if you can bring in balance here, then you can choose things which are appropriate in every particular situation. You can find out creative, intuitive ways to solve the same problem. So that is what is essential. Yes, Rekha, you unmuted yourself.
One important thing, it's easier said than done.
Yes.
This balance that you're talking about between, I mean, I know all my parents are running, like you use the word pillar to post, okay? And I'm watching them. It's like a frantic thing because I've heard that it's better there, it's here. I did it myself. When my daughter was a little baby, if anybody told me if you give her dust, it'll help, I would have done it. I did it. Because my point is, as a parent, I think the first thing that you can emote only with or relate with that severe pain that is there inside you, which is like, you can't even put it in words.
Yes.
So there is no way that there is a balance in your mind because you're watching the world go around
That is true.
And everybody seems like they're having a good time.
Mm.
And I'm thinking to myself, when will I ever do that?
Mm.
When will I ever relate with
Mm.
the rest of my family who are sitting and enjoying, like, okay, Diwali, okay? Take a small instance. Like you bring all your children, they're all dressed, all there. And of course, I'm proud of my child,
Mm.
but still there's that one iota of thing that holds us back.
Mm.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
You can say anything. Can we all vouch for this? If you can all relate with what I'm saying, that yes, we are happy, but
Mm.
are we really happy?
Mm.
You know, there's so many things in my mind that goes on when I'm looking at my parents and I'm counseling, that I listen to only them. I never even talk to them because their pain is so intense.
Yes.
So balance sometimes, we know this quite difficult, you know, when we talk about.
No, I'm going to again remind you, Rekha, I'm a parent as well.
Yeah, but then you
I'll
might
tell
have
you.
1 minute. You might have a partner who is equally balanced, and you both sitting
Not true.
together. No,
Not true. Not true.
okay, all right. So I'm talking about that
okay.
situation.
I understand. Not true. I'll tell you something. The context of today's conversation is personal evolution. I agree to all the pain I hear because I was there. But I was able to quickly regulate myself in the first 2 years. The next 2 years, it got even more better. Now it got even more better. Now it took me 6 years, not much longer. So I'm not saying the solution is right now. The solution is at this moment. But if you start working in this direction, you'll not end up spending 20, 30, 40 years or lifetime. You will be able to do the same thing in 10 times lesser time.
True, true.
Right? Or else this journey, I'll quickly share a graph. So we are talking about personal evolution as a family member, as a father, as a mother. Right? Your evolution is so critical here.
Vinodji,
Yes, Parul.
sorry, आपको interrupt
Sorry.
we only
Thank
have
you, Parul.
20 minutes, so I want you to finish your presentation in 10 minutes, and then again
Okay.
10 minutes we
okay.
have to question and answer.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay. So this is a framework, longer framework. It is so when we work on these 3 layers of healing, then we'll be able to see phenomenal changes within ourselves. Yes, we'll be able to facilitate our child or family member in a better way, and you'll also see a lot of changes in them. You'll be able to quickly address their pains and challenges, right? So that is the purpose of sharing this framework, and hope you got all the items. If you want, you can take a screenshot. I'll share the next presentation. What are the 7 pillars of health, well-being, and healing? Just a minute. Okay. So many of you who attended the Velu session might know these things, but I'm going to quickly share this. I'm sorry, my screen is stuck. Give me a minute. Okay. So the 7 pillars, these are the 7 pillars. Please take a screenshot or make a note. You should ask these questions to yourself, right? Forget about everything. Forget about healing, curing, getting better. How can I facilitate better movement to my child or to my loved ones today? How can I optimize the rest to my child or the loved one today? How can I integrate positive foods today? How can I regulate their mind, balance their mind to some extent today? How can I allow them to flow as per their inspirations, whatever they like for some time today? There is a fifth pillar. How can I optimize my environment, the space I'm in, the physical environment, the family environment today? And what are the interventions I should provide to those people? So these are the 7 pillars. I'll please take a screenshot. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. So if you can consistently strengthen this 7 pillars, you'll be able to optimize their self-healing mechanism. Okay. So movement, right? Just do quick assessment. How much time your child moves on a daily basis? How can I make it 5%, 10% better? Or ask this question to yourself, how much I move? What are the ways I move? Am I dancing? What are the different ways to move? Yoga can be one, walking can be another, swimming can be another, jogging can be another, trekking can be another, dancing. There are a lot of creative ways to move. Don't limit yourself in one particular way. Don't think yoga is good, jogging is good, gym is good. Try to explore all the possible ways to move the body, right? And keep optimizing it 1% every day, 10% every day, like whatever is possible for you. How many of you think you can improvise this by 5% tomorrow? Do you think you can improvise the movement by 5% tomorrow? This is possible, right? So just focus on that, right? And rest. Just do a quick assessment of the sleep quality your child has. I'm going to use the word child instead of because it is taking a lot of time when I say child and caregiver. Okay. Okay, how can you optimize your sleep? What are the few things which you already know? I can definitely share a lot of strategies, but what are the few things which you already know to improve the sleep quality, to improve the rest, which you're not doing? It can be very simple, like bringing down the blue screen, switching off the lights, or playing a mild music. There are a lot of strategies that you already know. I don't need to teach you. If you need it, I can have a detailed conversation, but time is limited. Maintain timing, early dinner. Yes, all of you know a lot of strategies. You explored a lot. Integrate one strategy. Make it 1% better tomorrow. The third thing, positive foods. I heard like many of the child has this eating disorder and eating challenges. What is the one thing you can do? Is there a way to hack your diet? Is there a way to improvise your diet? Right? This is a major domain, right? Nutrition is a major domain. Health, diet is a major domain. Food is not only material; it also has functions. Food has material. It also stimulates certain functions of the body, right? We can say a lot of traditional systems use this Vata, Pitta, Kapha based strategies to balance the metabolism. There are certain foods which create heat. There are certain foods which create gas. There are certain foods which cools down the body. Right? We can manage this food choice. We can manage our food choices and then regulate the body. There are certain foods which are anti-inflammatory properties. Definitely, the child will have some active inflammation. This can be addressed through foods, cold foods, right? And sleep can be induced through certain foods. Magnesium food, like food which has magnesium content, can induce sleep, or you can improve sleep. Forget about making it so great. You can definitely make it little better, 5%, 10% better. There are a lot of herbal supplements which can help you, right? So that is the third pillar, positive foods. I like to call it as five-fold food. I'll come to that later. But for now, keep it as positive foods. How many of you know what are negative foods? What are the foods which are impacting your child? You already know that, right? Many of you already know. Many of you already know too much sugar is not good. Too much processed food is not good. Can you bring it down by 50% from tomorrow? Yes, your child will demand that because of your habit pattern, because of the dopamine which is secreting in the mind. The child got used to that, and the mind is asking for it again and again. The gut microorganism is asking for that again and again. But you will be able to slowly transition that. Even if the child is so much addicted to all the processed foods and sugars and other things, right? You'll be able to slowly regulate it by adding more positive foods, more fruits, more vegetables, more whole foods, by integrating nutrition, through herbal supplements, by optimizing their gut, right? By adding a lot of fiber in the diet, and by introducing some probiotics. All of you know some of the probiotics. There are a lot of things available in the market, right? It is also available in the form of supplements. So the food is one major domain which can be worked on. Please bring down the negative foods by 50% at least. It is very important because the sugar, the chemicals in the food is triggering inflammation. It is disturbing the gut, and the gut, when there is active inflammation, it also triggers brain inflammation. When the brain has inflammation, the child will not be able to feel more regulated in the mind. It will have all the negative emotions. It will not be able to stay calm, relaxed. It will have sleep issues. So this is one of the major domain. Gut health is one of the major domain which requires change in your diet. Don't think you should give everything the child demands. That it is not the need of the child, it is just the habit pattern. It is just the gut microbiome which is demanding that. It is just the mental dopamine which is demanding that. You will be able to regulate it in the next 3 months, 6 months time. It is definitely possible. Once you introduce a lot of prebiotics, a lot of vegetables, fruits, cleansing foods in the diet, then slowly the gut organism, there will be a very good like gut balance in the gut. The inflammation will come down. There is something called leaky gut. Whatever the cracks in the gut will get healed, then the brain inflammation will be lesser. The child will be more peaceful, more regulated, more listening, more calmer. So all this starts with this one change. There is a third pillar. Fourth pillar, positive and balanced mind. If you can help the child to regulate their emotions, yes, it is hard. I'm not saying it is easy. If you learn how to regulate it for yourself, then you can also learn how to regulate it for your child. You can at least make it 10% better, 15% better, 20% better, right? Very simple strategies. Play some chanting, play some white noise, allow the child to explore, take it to the open area, take it to make them do some physical activity, give them some warm bath. So these are some of the basic strategies which can help the child to regulate their emotions. But yes, there are a lot of other ways to do it. There is both positive and balanced mind. Fifth, creative flow. The child definitely, every child is unique. Every child loves something which is so much personal for them. If you can find what it is for your child and allow them to explore, allow them to flow in the direction. My child loved to play in water, right? I allow her to play in water for as long as possible, till the point she enjoys. She feels she has a dip in the interest, right? And when she comes out, she's more calmer, she's more relaxed. You can find out something like that, where the child naturally flows, creatively flow. And then allow the child, give that time and space for the child on that particular act, right? Then you'll be able to see a lot of changes in your child. The sixth pillar is positive environment. Very simple things. If you can remove the clutter in the house, yes, you'll end up spending a lot of time with your child and the family. You'll not feel regulated in your body and mind. So you'll not have energy to clean the space. But if you start cleaning the space, if you can start letting few things which are not serving you anymore in the environment, that will help you to feel centered. That will also help the child to feel centered to some extent. That is the sixth pillar. And look for mold, look for triggers, inflammatory triggers. All the chemical cleaners, if you can bring down the chemical cleaners in the environment and then switch to natural cleaners. If you can find molds, right? There are fungus, right? Wherever the water is, there can be mold, something called mold, fungus. These can also trigger inflammation. You can remove those molds. That can also help the child. If you can play some subtle music in the environment, all these things helps the child to feel more regulated. There is a sixth pillar. And the interventions as necessary, you already know a lot of interventions, speech therapy, special education, OT and all those things. But there are many other holistic interventions like art-based therapies, music therapy, movement therapy, drama therapy, with creative arts, visual arts therapy, and there is craniosacral therapy, chiropractic, nutrition-based therapies, like horticulture therapy. There are a lot of holistic therapies available. There is also a lot of supplements available. DHA, like many of you might have know about DHA. It will bring down inflammation. It will also support brain health. And vitamin D, B12, these are major interventions. All those child who was craving for junk foods, right? You might check for B12 levels. Probiotics can help. Vitamin D can help them regulate it. Like check for vitamin D levels, check for B12 levels, and you can supplement if needed. Consult with a medical practitioner, supplement magnesium, see magnesium-rich foods, and then integrate. So there are a lot of herbal supplements and nutrition supplements which can help you in healing the gut, in regulating the inflammation, and regulating their body and mind holistically. So these are interventions as necessary. And there is also like red light therapy. Go and explore. Whatever you know, yes, it is. Go and explore the other alternate therapies available in the market, available in the healthcare domain. these are the seven. These are called 7 pillars of health and well-being, and healing. And I also like to introduce what are 5-fold foods. Parul, I'm sorry, I'm not able to pass in between. Let me complete and then I'll give it to you. I'll share about 5-fold food. Like whatever thing, generally whenever we talk about food, right, we only think in terms of the food we eat, whatever we eat, right? But there is something called 5-fold food. The food we eat is only a part of nutrition, part of material which we get, but there are other things. What are the other things? Okay. The whatever food we eat primarily comes from plants or animals. So the earth, there is a plant in the soil. The plant will give us fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, and all those things. And animals, some of the animals consumes it, and then we use plants and animals as food. So that is considered as earth element. The food we eat is considered as earth element. Water element. Ensure enough hydration. Introduce a lot of watery fruits, ash gods, watermelon, muskmelon, these kind of foods in the diet. Ensure hydration. Facilitate the child to drink a lot of water. That is the second material which is required for the body. The third material is sunlight. Sunlight is much bigger than vitamin D. Generally, like we check for vitamin D, we supplement with vitamin D. But if you can allow the child to be in open space, if you can expose the body to sunlight, a lot of things get regulated. The subtle heat in the sunlight relaxes the body, relaxes the mind. It regulates all the hormones, right? A lot of things happens. So sunlight is much bigger than vitamin D. So don't think I'm giving vitamin D supplement. Expose the child to sunlight. That is the third material. The fourth material, like if the child listens to you, if the child is ready to practice some kind of pranayama, you can introduce pranayama or give them some intense activity, make them trek, make them run. That way they take better air, and take them to open spaces, take them to forests, take them to mountains, rivers, lakes. That way the air is more good quality. So that is the fourth element. The fifth element is space. How can we bring in space in the system? Don't overfeed. Feed the child with good interval. Allow the child to feel hunger. Give let there be space. Allow the child to excrete every single day. There are a lot of strategies to facilitate excretion. Allow the child to wait for stretch a little bit. Don't give immediately. Don't overfeed. Don't think that the child needs food and then feed the child. Allow the child to ask for food, then give the food, right? So that is the one way to create space in the body and facilitate excretion. If the child is not naturally excreting, if the child is constipated, add more fiber. Like there are a lot of strategies through which we will be able to facilitate excretion. Ensure the child excretes every single day. That is so important. These are the ways where we can integrate all these 5-fold foods. Space is essential for movement to happen. Space is essential so that the body can repair the backlogs, or else digesting the food becomes the priority, not repairing the backlogs. So allow the child to have enough space in the body, and that way you can integrate these 5-fold foods. I hope you understood some of the basics about 7 pillars. I also like to quickly share a graph of what I just shared in the beginning, how evolution can help you, right? So these are called 4 states of consciousness. When we are overwhelmed with pain, we end up acting, we end up taking no actions, we feel like a victim. We have this primary question: why this to me? Why I have to go through this? I'm a good person, I'm a good mother, I'm a good father, I'm a good human being. Why this to me? And when we are in that particular, this is like a seed, right? This is like a seed in the consciousness. If we have a deeper question like why this to me, then this is what happens. We'll feel stuck for longer periods of time without experience of health and wellness. We see some progress, then we feel pain again. We see some progress, we feel pain again. We'll not be able to outgrow this situation. We feel stuck for longer periods of time. Yes, the pain is real, but this is what happens. The red graph is the experience of wellness. And the second state of consciousness, I am going to change it. We'll use our willpower, we'll run from pillar to post, we'll try to do everything, and we see some progress. Then, but we feel burnt out. We feel frustrated, we feel burnt out, we feel exhausted. We don't want to do anything for some time. So this is the blue graph, right? This is by me narrative. I am going to change everything. When we have that narrative, we make a progress. See, the blue graph makes a progress, but it is because of doing a lot of things. We do a lot of things and see some progress, but we also end up coming back to the original state because we feel frustrated, burnt out, exhausted after a point in time, right? So this is what happens. The third graph is called, this is for me. The first is against me. This challenge is against me. The second is I'm going to change this challenge. I'm going to release this challenge by me. The third is for me. How this is an advantage? Why? Yes, it is very hard to do this work. It's very hard to do this inner work. But when you do this work, right, when you understand one advantage, two advantage, three advantage, 5 or 10 advantage, then you start entering this green graph. Today, the child's gut is disturbed. It is painful. Madhu, can we have a quick conversation? Can I quickly quote you? Today morning, we had a conversation.
Yeah.
Madhu and myself had a conversation.
Sure.
This person is going through this challenge, the disturbance. It is against me. She is suffering. I am suffering. My sister is suffering. I am suffering. That was the narrative for you in the beginning. Then what happened? How can I change? Let me do this, and then change. Then we feel frustrated. That is the second stage. But today, when we just work on for me narrative, how this pain is for me, how this child's disturbance is for me to learn something, for me to understand something. I am feeding wrong foods. I am not taking the child out. I am not allowing the child to move. I am not facilitating the child to sleep well. That is why this is happening. When we come to this state of consciousness, then we make a progress. We make adjustments. We make dietary lifestyle adjustments. When the child gets better, we feel more regulated. Then the other challenge comes. You quickly learn from the challenge why this is happening. She's having cold. She's having fever. What is that I did? Maybe I've not given enough nutrition. Maybe her immunity is not, it got compromised. Then we do something. We bring in some health in some forms through the 7 pillars. Then she gets better again. So that way, this journey becomes progressive. I'm not saying you'll not have any setback, but with every setback, you learn something from the setback, and then you go further. You learn something from the setback, you go further. That way, you'll be able to tap into your potential. You feel so good about yourself. Yes, I did justice as a father, as a mother. And your child will start progressing in their health and well-being. So this is what happens in the third graph. For you to tap into this third graph, I'll share the graph again. This is the first very important question to ask yourself. If you want, I think all of us will be in the red graph or the blue graph in the beginning. This is what happens. But we will be able to tap into this third graph, the green graph, when we understand this one question. How this is an advantage. What I'm learning from this. What this is teaching me. How I can align myself as a father, as a mother through this pain. How can I become a better version of myself? When we ask these questions and then find one
ये
answer.
सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है. दिस इज वेरी मच इम्पोर्टेंट कि हम अपने आप को और ज्यादा अच्छा कैसे बनाएं. विनोद जी, अभी तक का जितना हुआ है, लेट मी एक्सप्लेन इट इन हिंदी. And then actually, as we don't have time for question and answer, in last of this session, I request Dr. Rekha Ramachandran to ask to summarize this, to ask a question to you from behalf all of us. So पहले 2 मिनट्स में मैं इसको हिंदी में कर देते हैं, देन हमें इस सेशन को एंड करना पड़ेगा. और जो लोग भी विनोद जी से जुड़ना चाहते हैं, बिकॉज ये अवेयरनेस को माइंडफुलनेस में स्ट्रेटेजिकली बदल के अपनी लाइफ को चेंज करने की जर्नी है, जो होलिस्टिक अप्रोच के साथ है. और इसमें जो भी आप में से इंटरेस्टेड है, वो विनोद जी से पर्सनली कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं. उसका तरीका हम आपको इसके एंड में बताएंगे. ठीक है सैमी? बिल्कुल. जी
Okay.
जी। तो यहाँ पे हुई थी कि हम कैसे आपदा को अवसर में बदल सकते हैं। विनोद जी ने यहाँ बात करनी की थी पहले, और उसके बाद उन्होंने बताया कि एक फ्रेमवर्क है जो हेल्थ की तरफ हमको लेके जाता है, जिसके 3 अलग अलग हिस्से हैं। एक है इवॉल्विंग इन द पेनफुल, जो एरियाज हैं उनको हैप्पीनेस में बदलने के लिए। और उसका क्या है कि स्टेटस ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस, हमें समझना होगा उस चीज को कि हम हैं कहाँ पे। और फिर उसके बाद 7 पिलर्स हैं जिन पे हमें काम करना है। उस पे हम कैसे बदलेंगे, हमें अपने जीवन के ग्रे एरियाज को देखना होगा। जैसे हमारा बच्चा या हम क्या गलत खा रहे हैं ये हमें पता होता है, शुगर हम ज्यादा ले रहे हैं ये हमें पता होता है, तो हमें उसे कम कैसे करना है ये जानते हुए। तो इसमें 3 ये चीजें होती हैं। हम ऊपर उठते हैं इन सब दुख भरी स्थितियों से, फिर हम अपने अंतर मन में झांकते हैं, और तीसरा है कि उन 7 खंभों पे हम काम करते हैं। वो 7 पिलर्स क्या है? पहला है मूवमेंट। क्या हम जितना हमारे शरीर को चाहिए, हमारे मन को चाहिए, उतना मूवमेंट करते हैं, किसी भी तरह की एक्सरसाइज, चाहे वो योगा हो, चाहे वो डांस हो, या कुछ भी ऐसा करते हैं। क्या हम नींद पूरी लेते हैं? और नींद अगर हमें पूरी नहीं होती तो क्या हम उसके लिए म्यूजिक या अपने टाइम को मैनेज करके, अपना डिनर अर्ली करके, अपने या अपने बच्चे की नींद को सही रख पाए, इसके लिए प्रयास करते हैं? अगर नहीं करते हैं तो करने होंगे। दूसरा है डाइट। तीसरा, फूड के बारे में हम लोगों को बहुत जानकारी होती है, सिर्फ उसको सही तरीके से अपनी जिंदगी में उतारने की हमें जरूरत है। फिर है हमें अपने इमोशंस को रेगुलेट करना। इसके लिए हम चैंटिंग भी कर सकते हैं, और भी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं वो कर सकते हैं। पांचवा है अपनी पसंद की चीजें करना, अपनी पसंद के काम करना। फिर है अपने ट्रिगर्स को पहचानना कि किन किन चीजों से हम इमोशनली या फिजिकली ट्रिगर होते हैं, उनको मेंटेन करना। फिर है इंटरवेंशन थेरेपी, म्यूजिक थेरेपी, आर्ट थेरेपी, और बहुत सारी ऐसी थेरेपी हैं जिन्हें हम एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं। आ, फिर है इसी में सप्लीमेंट्स को भी हम ऐड कर सकते हैं, चाहे वो ऑर्गेनिक सप्लीमेंट्स हो, विटामिन डी हो, B12 हो। हमारे साथी रंजन जी विटामिन के लिए और B12 के लिए इन पर बहुत काम करते हैं, बहुत वो भी अवेयर रहते हैं गट हेल्थ के लिए। तो हर्बल सप्लीमेंट्स भी हम यहाँ पे यूज कर सकते हैं। खाने के अलावा भी 5 चीजें ऐसी जरूरी है जो फ्री हैं, और उन्हें भी एक तरह का खाना कह सकते हैं, जिन पे भी हमें ध्यान देना होता है। पहला है हवा, फिर है धूप, फिर है पानी, और फिर है धरती। तो इन सब चीजों को भी अपने उसमें हमें लेके आना है। सनलाइट को हम सोचते हैं हम विटामिन डी ले रहे हैं, हमें सनलाइट की जरूरत नहीं, हमें सनलाइट की उतनी ही जरूरत होती है। वाटर को भी हमने अपनी लाइफ में उसी तरह लेके आना है। स्पेस, भूख लगने देना चाहिए बच्चों को, उन्हें भूख फील होनी चाहिए, उन्हें किस किस चीज की जरूरत हो रही है वहां वो होना चाहिए। तो ये 4 फूड है। और उसके बाद हमारी कॉन्शियसनेस, यानी कि हम कैसा महसूस करते हैं किसी भी चीज के लिए, कब हम इसमें से निकलना चाहते हैं, कितना हम मोटिवेट होते हैं, कितना हम विक्टिम अपने आप को फील करते हैं, और कब हम उठते हैं। और एकदम से उठना, मोटिवेट हो जाना, फिर नीचे आ जाना, ये एक अलग चीज होती है। लेकिन मोटिवेट होके धीरे धीरे कंसिस्टेंसी के साथ अपने आप को ग्रो करना, फिजिकली मेंटली, यही हमारी वेलनेस की जर्नी है, जो होलिस्टिक अप्रोच हमारी लाइफ के बारे में हो सकती है, जिसको अपनी जिंदगी में विनोद जी प्रैक्टिस करते हैं और बहुत सारे लोगों की हेल्प कर रहे हैं। आपकी हेल्प भी वो कर सकते हैं। अगर आप चाहते हैं इसमें उनसे मदद लेना, तो मेरी साथी सैमी आपको बताएंगी कि उसमें कैसे मदद लेनी है। और उसके बाद मैं हम सबकी तरफ से रेखा माँ से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि इसे समअप करें हमारे एक सवाल के रूप में, कि ये एक बहुत अच्छी बात है लेकिन बहुत बड़ा एरिया है, जिसे हमें पकड़ के लाना होगा। और जैसा कि रेखा माँ ने कहा कि जब पेरेंट्स के पास बच्चा इस तरह का होता है, और फैमिली के और सोशल प्रेशर इतने होते हैं, तो हम हॉलिस्टिक हेल्थ के लिए नहीं सोचते, हम पैचेस लगाते रहते हैं, यहाँ ये सही कर दें, यहाँ ये सही कर दें। वो एक बड़ी बात हमारे लिए हो जाती है। तो इस स्थिति में पहुंचना बहुत देर के बाद आता है। सैमी, आप बताइए कि कैसे हम इन्हें कॉन्टेक्ट।
Absolutely, Parul, agree with you. And sir, the flow is so beautiful, the way you're talking and the way you are taking us intellectually right now is so mesmerizing that I am not able to unmute myself. Yes, Parul has to because she has to translate. And yes, we have to see the time also.
Yes,
It is very true. We agree to each word you said and whatever you are trying to tell us. But again, like Parul mentioned, that when the life unfolds in the morning, my movement from running from bedroom to kitchen, kitchen to gate, and from the other dining hall to that movement is not even counted. You know, so it is so exhausting. So we would really want to come to that point where we want to know, because these kind of reminders are very important, right, Rekhama? These kind of constant reminders, they elevate your life state for some time, but then all of a sudden, when you turn to your house after, zooming out of from this session, you are again back to square one and, trying to do things in time, right, Rekhama? Ki, overshot the session time.
I think the way Parul has summarized it and you have understood it, I think, sir, Vinod, you have really put it beautifully. And I loved your graph. I'm still trying to relate with the graph because I'm still trying to understand which line I am in. Because honestly, it's very difficult. It's so beautifully said. But to become the person who you want us to be, especially because I believe happiness spreads. And if you are a person who looks after yourself and you follow all what you told us, forget about the child. You are in that space where you're given us those 5 pointers, your child will be the same because it's like mirror imaging. I think our children are just watching us. So every morning we get up, we try to create an aura of happiness and we expect everybody in the house to be in the same mold. Because I think just like we said, no, we are caught up in time. And that time, space, everything comes into one thing. Where am I in all of this? And sometimes we don't have time for ourselves. So I think as a parent, I keep talking to myself, give yourself that 5 minutes before sleeping at least, where you're not talking on the phone, you're not watching television. You asked us how you could have good sleep. I believe this television and talking on the phone, if you cut that, that's the best thing you can do for yourself. But can I? Is it possible? Have I eaten a good meal? Have I looked after myself? My health is the priority in all of this. And I believe I tell my parents, you look after yourself, the rest of the situation unfolds. But thank you so much, Vinod. It was absolutely, this is not for a 1 hour session. This can go on for the whole day. And I think we need to capture you and take you for our conferences where everybody is going to forget about trust funds and putting their money into the bank. They're only going to be asking for you as their banker. Thank you so much for giving us absolutely good ideas on how to improve mental health. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. I need few minutes to share some final words.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Please.
Okay. So this is not an invitation from me. This is an invitation from life, from all of you, to tap into your true potential, to help you tap into your children's true potential. That is what I understood from this journey. So yes, you can forget about all the things that I shared, but the pain is an invitation for you to pay attention. The pain, whatever pain you are going through, is an invitation to pay attention. We can either pay attention to health and well-being, or with no power, we end up paying attention to sickness and challenges.
Yes, actually.
So it is only a conscious choice. I call it as either we have to go through pain of stagnancy, or we have to go through pain of degeneration, or we have to go through pain of expansion. There is no choice of not going through pain. You have to choose one of these pain. My invitation, from what I understood from my life, my journey, is please pick up pain of expansion. That way it becomes a meaningful, fulfilling, inspiring, and impactful journey, not only for yourself, for the whole community around you. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for this opportunity. I am inspired to handhold you for like 7 days, 21 days. If some of you are super committed, inspired, you don't need to pay me anything. You just need to commit yourself. I can handhold you for at least 21 days. Without any financial energy.
We want to know how you are going to handhold us, like what is
There
the
is a
process.
WhatsApp group.
Okay.
There is a WhatsApp group. Like I think Brinda shared the WhatsApp group.
Okay, that
Yeah,
is
I
the
have
same
shared.
group she said.
You can
Yes.
join that group. Based on your commitment levels, if you can just show your commitment for 7 days, I can offer you one live session to Q&A, because I want you to evolve. I don't want to keep loading you with a lot of information insights. If you are committed, then we can have more conversations on the same line. I can answer all your questions. I can help you with strategies. So whatever tools I know, whatever understanding I have. so that we can think of making it 10% better the next 21 days, 5% better in the next 21 days. But I really need your commitment because it is your journey. I am just a facilitator here. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Absolutely,
Thank you, Rekha,
because this kind of holistic journey is only possible when, as a fly, you cling on a thoroughbred horse. Because the place I come from, the challenges I see my life has in my life, and the kind of capacity I have nurtured in me to deal with it, it's totally different than what yours is, Vinod sir. So I think that hand holding in this aspect is very important because it talks about a lot of things, and that will only be possible when you are constantly checking on these aspects, right, Ma? Otherwise, we are always drifted with what goes in the lunchbox. The lunchbox is not empty today, and she is not eaten. Okay, but they are asking, let them have. Then I will supplement with a good vegetable soup also, but then only with the condition that, okay, I'll allow you to eat this junk food, but you finish the soup bowl first,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So these kind of a traits we land up and we feel we have compensated, all the things. Thank you so much, Vinod sir. It was really enlightening
Thank
and
you so much.
Thank you,
very,
Rekha.
very
Thank you,
touching.
Parul,
Thank you.
for the beautiful
Bye.
summary. I don't
Thank
understand
you.
anything, but thank you so much for the
He
beautiful
was
summary.
on
I
spot,
wanted to
sir.
God bless
She was
you.
on spot.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
thank
Swami.
you.
Thank you, Brinda.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Krithika.
Vinod
everyone.
sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Brinda.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Parul.
Thanks,
Thank you, everyone.
Samin.
Happy
Parul and thanks,
धनतेरस
Parul.
to
और
everyone.
वृंदा जी यहाँ पर उन सब लोगों का और ज्यादा शुक्रिया, मोनिका, मधु एंड
Yes,
कृतिका एंड एक और सर यहाँ पर हैं, अनुपम सर हैं, जिन्होंने
yes,
वीडियो ऑन की। आप सबका
Thank
बहुत
you,
बहुत धन्यवाद कि आप लोगों ने
yes,
वीडियो ऑन करके हमारे साथ बने रहे। और विनोद,
yeah.
यस वृंदा।
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
Okay,
so
you.
guys,
much.
I'm ending the
Thank you so
session.
much.
Happy
Brinda
Diwali to
will have this kind
everyone.
Happy
of
Diwali.
session more times. Yes, happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
I didn't say anything, Sammy.
More
Happy-
sessions with sir. We will have. Yeah.
Sure. Happy Diwali, everyone, and see you
Happy
all
Diwali.
next
Happy
week.
Diwali.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Happy Diwali
Bye.
to
Bye.
happy
Happy
and fair
Diwali.
Diwali to all.
Thank you.